So we just potentially got some very good news. Enormous emphasis on the potentially. Also, before the video starts, I just want to thank you guys again for all the support. I know I probably sound like a broken record at this point from the last 3 or 4 videos, but seriously, I just want to thank you guys. I've been still seeing a bunch of comments and a bunch of new subscribers coming in, so just thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you just so happen to stumble across this video and you want to see more content of a dumbass going for Orion, then go ahead and subscribe. I don't honestly have that consistent of an upload schedule at the moment. It's not that I don't upload consistently, it's just every few days or so. It's not necessarily a set schedule. But anyway, I was on Twitter. I know it's not a good idea. And apparently, I don't know how true this is, but Charlie Intel tweeted out, "There's an image floating around reportedly showing a look at the new Resurgence map for Warzone 2.0. We are not sharing it directly due to the potential DMCA/copyright, but the map appears to be smaller than Rebirth and will have DMZ support based on the leaked image." So what that means, obviously, is that a Resurgence map might be coming back. And I hadn't talked about it, but I thought about it. If they were going to kind of remaster Rebirth and bring it into Warzone 2. And I don't mean Resurgence, I mean like I thought they might actually remaster Rebirth the map and put it in Warzone 2. Because realistically, towards the end of Warzone's life cycle, and not even necessarily the end of it, even when Cold War got, you know, integrated into Warzone, a lot of people switched over to playing Rebirth mainly. And then obviously when Vanguard came out, they dropped Fortune's Keep as well. My mic's been kind of off-center, so I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit different now. It probably doesn't sound different at all. But a lot of people switched to Rebirth just because it's so much more fast-paced and it was easier to get content. It was honestly, it was more fun to me than the regular BR. The main reason it was more fun for me though, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree, is because in Rebirth you wouldn't die and then you're done. I mean, obviously you get a gulag in, you know, regular BR, but you wouldn't die and then the game's basically over in Rebirth, and you would sit around waiting in a lobby for 5 minutes. You would spend almost more time waiting than you would playing in regular BR. And Rebirth kind of helped that because it was Resurgence, so you respawn most of the time, and the map was smaller, so it's just, inevitably, it's more fast-paced. Now, obviously, if it was put in Warzone 2, it's not going to play nearly the same as it did in Warzone 1, which could be a really good thing. That was wait, how? And as much as I complained about Rebirth, and I still don't think it was a perfect map at all, I don't think the way that they remastered Alcatraz was good, it still wasn't that bad, and it felt like a Call of Duty map. The main problem was just the way that Prison sat on top of a ginormous hill, and you could sit on top of that and basically overlook the entirety of the map with no consequence whatsoever for just camping up there, which was a massive issue. I can't believe that throughout the entirety of that life cycle, they didn't change Prison once. Maybe just level it a little bit. They did make it so you can get up like multiple ways towards the, I think it was like the last update of the map, they made it so you can get up through like a lot more ways, but that still is just not enough for the way people played Modern Warfare 19. Fortune's Keep also wasn't bad at all. It just felt a little bit big, and Keep was an absolute nightmare. It looked really, really cool, but I mean, come on, man. Like, people complain constantly about the skyscrapers and stuff like that in the BR maps, and then they make one part of the map, they slap a ginormous castle on it with hundreds of places to camp. Like, it was just bad design, right? Just for that part. Now, I don't know if they're talking about this because they're trying to save Warzone's life cycle, because there are a lot of people who are disappointed with Warzone 2, disappointed with Al-Mazrah, just disappointed with the way it plays, so much stuff about it. And obviously, I can't really draw up an opinion just yet on it, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, I haven't played that much Warzone 2, and I don't know enough about it to really make a good guess on how I think it should play out and what I think they should change and stuff like that. Because as much as I hate the loadout change that they did, it is more like a BR now, which is the whole point of Warzone. But regardless of if you want to disagree or not, Warzone's identity is loadouts, which kind of became a problem because a lot of people were just playing multiplayer just because that was a way for them to level up their guns. So that was what made multiplayer kind of feel like pointless if there wasn't any reason that you were going to use the gun in Warzone. And as much as I love the idea of them bringing Resurgence mode into this game, even though I probably wouldn't play it as much as I played Rebirth, just because the main reason I played Rebirth in the first place was because I, you know, didn't love the multiplayer on Modern Warfare 19. I didn't love it on Cold War that much. I did definitely like it in Cold War though. And then Vanguard was a complete nightmare as well. I don't know if it's a great idea for them to drop that just yet, because if they're already having problems with Warzone 2 with stability issues and just all these bugs and stuff, and we still don't really know which guns are broken at this point because there's no shipment, I just don't know if bringing Resurgence mode into the game is going to be the best idea considering how much bloat that could bring right off of the bat into Warzone 2. And then you run into the very reason that Warzone 1 kind of had to go, because there was just too much to fix in Warzone 1 towards the end of it. Because they would fix one thing and it would cause 5 new problems. I really think first they need to master Warzone 2 and make sure everybody's really on board with it, because there's already so many people that I've seen go back to Caldera, which people absolutely hated, but they still like it more than Warzone 2. It kind of says something. I might be coming off as ignorant to say this, but I don't think the Warzone 2 launch was that good. I know Modern Warfare 2's was good. Modern Warfare 2 had statistically the best launch of any Call of Duty ever. But in terms of numbers on Warzone 2, I don't really see it that much. And I also said it before in my 150 subscriber video. Once Warzone kind of takes over and people get as into it as they did, you kind of start to take away a lot of variety from the game itself, because so many people are just focused on one gun normally that's kind of like the meta weapon that outshines everything else completely until they nerf it and then another one takes its spot, which might not happen as often in this game, because from what I can tell, everything is pretty balanced. Everything is broken, but everything is balanced because everything's broken. But there's just so many problems that I feel like I could think of with them bringing that into this game right now, especially, that it really shouldn't even be something that they're focused on working on right now. Especially when you take into consideration the fact that there is one other 6v6 map dropping for all of Season 1. Also, I need to get mounted killed, so if I'm playing ratty this game, then that's why. Sorry. I love doing that. And that's another problem that they'll start to run into if they put that map into the game, I think. Right now, I don't think Raven and Infinity Ward have, like, too much to worry about. They have a workload that they can handle. Once you throw a whole nother Warzone map into the game, that's a whole nother set of problems that you have to worry about that could potentially just ruin the game, and you really just go through the same cycle of things that happened with Warzone 1. So again, I have to reiterate that I love the idea of it. Just right now, I don't see it going over that well, especially considering the fact that people haven't even had that much of a chance to play multiplayer itself yet. I mean, realistically, I was expecting Warzone 2 to drop like maybe next month, like January, something like that. And they already went through with, you know, putting it out 2 weeks after it was already up. Like, I don't know. Chopper Gunner's gonna have to go. Simple as that. Oh, somebody already took it down. That's fucked. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it, though. If you guys want, let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Because I know there's probably a lot of people like me who would be excited for it, but they just don't really know how to feel about it right now. Some people might hate the idea of it, and then some people might just be absolutely ridiculous and hate it solely because it's
not a BR, bro.
Like, no shit. That's why we play it. There was people who legitimately get mad at people who played Rebirth over Caldera and Verdansk because they're not playing an actual BR. Like, I don't understand how delusional you have to be to go at somebody else for a game mode that they play. Yeah, sure, it's one thing to go at people for how they play. I'm kind of in support of that. But dude, so many fucking people played Rebirth. You look like an outcast saying that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. You have to wait a little bit. I mean, Season 1 Reloaded isn't even out yet. And if this was something that was going to come, I'm assuming it'd be like Season 2 or 3. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for all the support recently. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm probably going to be leaving this game because we're getting absolutely slaughtered and I'm not really in the mood for this at 1:30 in the morning. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.